The following episode of the Carnival of Randomness is sponsored by an important message to you, the people, from Upsitnik & Associates. Every day there are forces that are taking from you, stealing from you. Your money, your time, your freedom. Immense faceless corporations, banks, credit card companies, insurance providers, government agencies, this list goes on and on. When you are under attack and facing crisis, turn to us, Upsitnik & Associates, attorneys for you, the people. When every day becomes a battle, we can advise and assist. We have been advocates for 40 years. Email us through upsitnikslaw.com or call us at 1-866-391-3299 or reach out to us through Upsitnik & Associates on Facebook for a prompt, no obligation communication and consultation. Don't be pushed around.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Carnival of Randomness. I'm still Rob, and that's still Zach, right?
The sound was coming out of this thing over to my right here. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I have no idea. But in Rochester, if you've listened to the show, you know how much different types of music we have here. And I would bet, take our city against anybody, any day of the week. You could find something, doesn't matter what genre, and you could find some very interesting genres here. And I would actually ask anybody, do you know what a Pipa is? Is that pronounced right?
Yes.
Oh, good.
We got it this
Because
time.
with us today is Leah Ou.
Hello, everyone.
And her sidekick,
KeeDgee.
Yes.
One of the greatest musical
I'll say
names
hi
ever.
for her.
And she says hello.
And
She
this
says
is
hello.
a very.
Hello.
Tell us a little about yourself, just a little, and about the Pipa and history and whatever.
Okay, in short, my name's Leah Ou. I'm from China, and I moved to Rochester 2.5 years ago, and I play the instrument called Pipa. And I play out in Rochester a lot, I'll say, a few times a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how would you describe the instrument? It's an ancient Chinese instrument, isn't it?
Yes. In the beginning, so I'm classically trained, so I play a lot of classical Chinese songs. Recently, I've been creating and writing my original songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did you adapt it? One thing you said about the instrument when you played last time is it's not really something you plug in, electric, didn't you?
No.
And how did you adapt that when you do that then?
You mean playing?
When you turn when you said you don't, it's not an instrument you really that plug it in or anything. So and then you do electric with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If I'm playing a loud place, I'll use mic. And I recently got a contact mic on my Pipa, so I can plug in and do some effects on it using pedals. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach, what was your impression?
I was going to say when she first took it out of the case earlier, I thought I noticed a contact mic on there, and I knew that wasn't. But it is just if you've never seen one, Google image of it. It's a beautiful instrument. I mean, especially hers, it looked like a wood carving on the. Now I'm going to show my lack of string thing.
Your lack of everything on this.
Yeah,
usually,
the top
so
head part, at the top of the neck. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's like a wood carving. It's just beautiful piece of equipment, and I would dare say probably you could call it a playable piece of art. Really, just for how nice it looks.
Do you have any influences in terms of who are really classical composers of this in terms of in history? Is anybody that really influenced you?
Yeah. A relatively ancient one is Liu Tianhua. Yeah, he plays the two strings and the pipa, and he's from the folk society, and he was busking a lot, and he has a very hard life. So the songs he wrote are very powerful, and there are contemporary composers like Liu that I really like, and yeah, I'm inspired by his piece.
Well, in terms of your albums, and Leah has 2 albums out, I very highly recommend getting them. They're very good.
Yes.
We'll have websites. But in terms of the classic ones, I was King of the Carrot Flower. What's your classics on here? Which ones? I love the name of this one, King of the Carrot Flowers.
This is actually a cover song by Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
So I did the cover version with some local musicians. Yeah.
How did you meet Ben and Katie Morey, who are friends of mine, and Leah's done some things with them? How'd you meet them?
My husband is a very good friend with the Maury. Yeah.
So I probably met him and didn't even know it.
Probably.
But how was the recording these albums? I know you said you recorded it in Ben's attic or wherever it was.
Yes. At first, when I first got to America, I got to know Ben, and we record my first album in the Mission Hall.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know that they played. I've seen a couple Christmas concerts around there.
Yeah,
that one.
I played a show there too. So I just done the whole recording in one afternoon, 7 songs.
Well, he recorded in Mount Hope Cemetery too, so he's been all over.
He recorded
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called. There's an album called Mount Hope with Michaela,
I guess I have to.
Cammie, and Katie.
What are the acoustics like in a cemetery?
Probably dead.
Actually, I'm curious. For ancient Chinese classical music, I know oftentimes, especially with European stuff that we're more familiar with, are there a lot of words to it, or is it just mainly just music?
There are different types. The types I play is just musical.
Okay.
Yeah, instrumental.
But there are the ones, because you were saying...
yeah, there are, types of the music. The Pipa will, adding some voice to it.
Okay.
Yeah, like sing lyrics.
Because when I first heard it, I was like, okay, I've heard this instrument in other things before, but I'd never heard anybody accompanying it vocally. I was like, is it just an instrumental music, but it can be both?
Yes.
Okay. See, the things you have to ask.
Well, one
because
thing
you
I
don't
was going
know.
to ask, and I've asked this question to many friends who play certain instruments, if you're ever going to do a cover of something that's completely different, how is it adapting it to your instrument? Like if there's some pop song or something that you just felt like, this would be cool to try at a Pipa.
I think if I know that song and I can write down the notes and I can play on the Pipa.
Do you have anything like would be really out there you'd love to try?
The
For
new
a song, for like a song, just
Yeah.
that somebody would go, what the heck? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah. So recently I've been asked to play a wedding. So I'm thinking maybe I could play Canon in D, like D.
Oh,
Da.
the classical
Yeah.
wedding song.
Yeah. I mean, of course I can play that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Just
Try some
example.
Slayer
No,
sometime.
but like, yeah, but like if
Yeah, I can play, some lines of that song today.
who wouldn't
you
want to
want-
hear, modern pop songs redone on a Pipa? It'd be fascinating.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
think that'd be really cool.
Because there's the Gregorian monk band that does covers of a lot of modern songs in the Gregorian style chant. I think it could have a market.
Yeah,
It's like Leah plays the best of, I don't know, of Leonard Skinner on the Pipa. Oh my God, that would be great. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And everybody has
that's
to do a
the
version of
direction.
Hallelujah down the line. It's like a requirement.
Oh, it's a requirement. If you're a
musicians
musician, you have to play Hallelujah at least once.
you do though. But you're playing around locally. You can get caught. You can be caught. Play all kinds of places, can't you? I know you just played at the library.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I played at the Central Library 1 week ago.
Yeah. You
And-
played at the Little.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a residency at the Little. It's my first time to play there. It's a very good experience. The audience are, they were really listening. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, people tend to. I notice that they come in, they get their coffee, but then they stay for the music and they actually pay attention.
Yeah, yeah, I really like that. And I have a coming show. It's at Hillbrook House Concert ROC. So I met I met the organizer here actually at the Little. Yeah, he watched the show and he said, he had a house show and he really wants to do
That's
it.
something people don't realize. It's like my good friend Rick Simpson. He puts on shows, and what he does, he has musicians come in, and all the proceeds go to them. And there's a lot of people who do them now, and I know it's big in Buffalo also. I've talked to some bands there. So that's a big popular thing around. So if people want to go see that, they could get a hold of you, like through your thing, and you could tell them the secret codes and everything.
Secret code.
Well, that's like Rick. He'll send me an email, and
Yeah. I think it will be a very, intimate
Yeah, they're fun
environment.
usually. The seated and that's something everybody who's there really gets into it. I found the ones I've gone to with Rick, they're always somebody really interesting. And it's good because it's personal because they can meet the musician and
Yeah. And I always are ready to talk
yeah.
if you are interested.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I think those smaller venues actually could be a little better. You know, you don't get the giant stage productions like you would with like, you know, an Alice Cooper type who I've heard is amazing live. But he plays what, you know, 100,000 seat arenas. You could be half a mile away from the stage, but in a setting like that, you know, it's much more. It's almost like you're playing specifically for them. And I think that can reach people a little more than, you know, the big factory produced concerts, as it were.
And the other thing now is you have something new coming up, don't you, very soon? A new album.
Yes, I am working on my second album, and I got 7 songs done. Yeah, so one song more, one more song.
Oh, just one more.
I just need to record one more.
We'll just
and then
pick
it's
something
done.
randomly and just
Yeah,
sing it.
no,
The new one,
yeah.
if you can tease it a little bit, is it all original stuff or some original stuff?
Some original stuff, and I think it's very different because I actually collaborated with different musicians, like with KeeDgee. Yeah, we together write a song called Amazon Jungle.
Oh,
And
cool.
I think it's very powerful.
That's
Yeah.
very cool. It's always good sometimes people, when they start collaborating, you never know where the music's going to go
Right.
either because you're doing it yourself. And then sometimes you could, I don't want anybody to help me, I'm doing it. But then when you have people collaborating, they bring their ideas. And especially when they're introduced to your instrument, because I wonder how many of them ever saw it before.
Well, and it's not just that. If you collaborate, then you can combine followers.
Yeah.
Because you have people that follow you, she has people that follow her, and now they're gonna intermix and be like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah. Now each of you have, audience, and you together you make some chemicals between two of you. I mean, musically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then-
making something new.
New combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then both of you are going to get new people that are appreciating what you do, not just together, but on an individual basis. Because, I remember, like, she was the Pipa player that played with KeeDgee. Like, I wonder what her, what her other stuff is. And then it just kind of spirals out from there.
Yeah.
That's why I do think that, because it's an old trope, but everybody's always said music is the universal language.
Yeah.
And it kind of is, because, like, even if you're listening to something in a language you don't understand, you can feel the message coming from it.
It's like how I've known so many friends of mine. I'll meet somebody, I'll go see somebody play, then I'll see, I know this person. I know
Right,
this.
exactly.
And then I'll see, like, because I knew Katie and Ben, I saw you, and like, wow, I have to go follow her now. Not in a weird way. It's just,
Well,
And Rochester is such a small, big town that that's possible.
yeah. I mean, I still complain about the driving and traffic, but I'll do that.
well,
anyway. I know it's worse.
as long as
I
there's
know
more
it's
than 8
worse in
people in
other
a
places.
place.
That's how I am, though. But where can they get a hold of you and
Yeah.
everything for? Tell us.
Plug your social media
Your
things.
social
or your,
media and everything else.
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook as Leah Ou, Leahou, and also on Instagram. And you can also go to my website at ospipa.bandcamp.com.
And we will put up the links.
I was going
Yeah.
to say
Oh, okay.
I was actually on there the other day because he said, okay, she's coming, study up on the Pipa. So I went to Bandcamp and I was listening to it. I was like, oh man, this is cool. So now I have to get some CDs. It would be the first CDs I've actually physically purchased in a long time.
Well, I already did. I'm ahead of the curve.
Well, no, you did, but I haven't bought a CD in forever because I kind of quit listening to new music in about 2002.
Well, that's the thing is, I pretty much only get local things.
Well,
There's just a couple performers I follow, like Nick Cave still.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I get all local.
right.
That's pretty much what I just do. My whole
And
collection
that's
is
how I'm
local
learning
music.
it is through this. Like, we've got this band coming in. Like, okay. And how many now, new bands do I know because of it? I think it's cool.
It's cool. But once again, we have another rare treat. I think this is only the third time. You're going to play some stuff for us. So
Voluntarily, we might add.
Yes. So that's very cool. So we will get out of your way.
Yes.
and
So we're
thanks
going
a
to take
lot
a
for
break. It's
everything.
going to be a few minutes, but in your time, it's going to be right about now.
And thanks you for coming
Yes,
in.
thank you.
It's been very nice.
Thank you.
Buy her CDs.
Yes.